In the opulent silence of a Connecticut mansion, where wealth commanded every comfort, yet could not buy one more day of life, a powerful man mocked a young employee's simple offer to pray to the Virgin Mary for his healing. Everyone laughed, except the young man, whose quiet faith refused to waver. What unfolded next defied medicine, money, and logic, transforming a dying cynic into a witness of grace and reminding all who heard that the Mother of God often chooses the humblest hearts to reveal her most profound miracles. Before we continue, share in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. Let's see how far the miracles of the Virgin Mary have reached. And if you haven't yet joined our family, subscribe now, because here, each day, we witness the tender love and mighty power of the Mother of God. William Carson was 56, a name synonymous with success in the cutthroat world of Chicago insurance. From a tiny office at 23, selling policies door to door with relentless drive, he had built an empire spanning 9 states. Offices in gleaming towers, thousands of employees, fortunes moved by his decisions. Men like William solved problems with money, acquisitions, negotiations, private jets to close deals. Control was his currency, reason his religion. Faith, a quaint comfort for those who needed it. His parents had raised him on facts and figures, achievement measured in numbers, not prayers. 4 months earlier, subtle cracks appeared in the invincible facade. Persistent fatigue dismissed as overwork, body aches blamed on long hours. Jennifer, his devoted wife of 30 years, insisted on tests. The diagnosis struck like lightning: a serious, aggressive condition progressing rapidly. Doctors delivered the verdict with professional directness. Months, perhaps less. William mobilized resources immediately: flights to world-renowned clinics, consultations with specialists whose fees rivaled small fortunes, experimental treatments unavailable to ordinary patients. Money flowed like water, yet the disease advanced relentlessly. Indifferent to wealth. In Catholic tradition, terminal illness often draws souls toward Mary as health of the sick, comforter of the afflicted. Her intercession sought at shrines like Lourdes, where healings defy explanation, or through rosaries prayed in hospital rooms worldwide. William knew none of this. His world had no room for the inexplicable. Life contracted to a single suite in their sprawling Connecticut home. Hospital bed amid elegant furnishings, monitors beeping softly, private nurse during days, visiting physician thrice weekly. Jennifer remained steadfast, filling hours with old photos, favorite films, quiet talks of better times, though fear shadowed her eyes. Brother Thomas visited weekly, discussions veering inevitably to company succession, practical preparations for the inevitable. William endured it all with stoic silence. But in pre-dawn hours, when sleep eluded and the house lay hushed, doubt crept in, not of pain, but the void beyond. Control, his lifelong armor, failed here. What came after? Emptiness, nothingness. The unknown gnawed deeper than any symptom. Margaret Coleman, 42, had managed the Carson household for 4 years with seamless efficiency. More than housekeeper, she orchestrated perfection. Flowers arranged to Jennifer's taste, rooms at precise temperatures, every detail anticipating needs. In grand estates like this, where staff often remained invisible, Margaret became indispensable, trusted, discreet, essential. The past months tested her deeply. Witnessing William's decline, Jennifer's quiet grief, the home's vibrancy dimmed by illness. Powerless to heal, she maintained order, her faith a private bulwark. Margaret was devoutly Catholic, attending Mass weekly without fail, rosary beads her nightly companion. Through life's trials, widowhood young, raising Lucas alone, Mary had been refuge, the gentle mother who understood suffering. Lucas Coleman, 19, lived with her still, second-year community college in electrical engineering, part-time mechanic to ease finances. Quiet like his mother, preferring tools and circuits to crowds, Lucas inherited her faith. Simple, steadfast, unassuming. One afternoon, helping Margaret with errands, Lucas glimpsed William through the open suite door, frail in bed, a shadow of the commanding figure who once greeted staff briskly. Compassion stirred. "Mom, Mr. Carson, he's really sick." Margaret nodded sadly. "Prayers help, Lucas. Always." That evening, boldness rose, the kind born of pure heart. Approaching Margaret, "Can I speak to him?" Offer to pray. She hesitated, William's skepticism known, but saw her son's earnest eyes. "If he allows." The encounter unfolded in the hushed suite, Jennifer present, Thomas visiting. Lucas stood respectfully. "Mr. Carson, I'm Lucas, Margaret's son. I heard you're not well. My mom and I pray the rosary. I could pray for you." To the Virgin Mary. "She's helped many." Silence fell. Then William's weak laugh, bitter, dismissive. "Pray? To a statue? Kid, save your breath." Ideal and reality, medicine, science. Faith's for those who can't afford better. Thomas chuckled awkwardly. Jennifer looked pained. Lucas flushed, but held steady. "It doesn't cost anything, sir. And sometimes it works." William's gaze hardened. "Out. Now." Margaret apologized profusely later, but Lucas, undeterred, began praying daily, quietly, faithfully, rosary in hand. The quiet routine of the Carson household in Connecticut had taken on the subdued rhythm of a vigil in those difficult months. The grand spaces once filled with the energy of business calls and social gatherings now hushed by the weight of illness. William's suite, with its high windows overlooking manicured gardens now bare under early winter frost, had become the center of their world, medical equipment humming softly, monitors casting a pale glow in the dim light, the faint scent of antiseptic mingling with Jennifer's subtle perfume as she sat faithfully by his side. Margaret Coleman moved through her duties with the same impeccable care, ensuring every detail remained perfect despite the sorrow permeating the home. Fresh linens changed. Daily, meals prepared to tempt a failing appetite. Flowers arranged in vases to bring a touch of life into rooms grown still. Her faith, a quiet constant, sustained her. Daily mass when possible, rosary beads slipping through fingers each night in petitions for the family she served. In Catholic households worldwide, domestic workers like Margaret often become unsung intercessors, their prayers rising like incense for those they care for, echoing Mary's own hidden years of service and contemplation. Lucas, her 19-year-old son, visited often to help, carrying supplies, running errands, his quiet presence a comfort to his mother. Electrical engineering studies and part-time work at a garage kept him busy, but concern for Margaret's burden drew him home. Seeing William's decline through occasional glimpses, once a commanding figure now frail in bed, stirred deep compassion in the young man. Faith came naturally to Lucas, inherited and nurtured, Sunday Mass with his mother, youth group discussions on vocation, a simple trust that prayer moved mountains even when logic doubted. One afternoon, assisting Margaret with groceries, Lucas gathered courage. "Mom, Mr. Carson, do you think he'd let me pray for him?" To the Virgin Mary. "I've been asking her intercession." Margaret hesitated. William's rationalism well known, his dismissals of superstition sharp. Yet she saw her son's earnest heart, reminiscent of young visionaries whose pure faith opened heaven's doors. "If the moment feels right," she replied cautiously. The opportunity arose unexpectedly when Lucas helped carry items upstairs. Jennifer, exhausted from another sleepless night, greeted him warmly. William, awake and lucid, nodded acknowledgement. Lucas stood respectfully. "Mr. Carson, my mom told me you're not well. I pray the rosary." To the Virgin Mary. "I could pray for you, if you'd like." Silence fell, thick and uncomfortable. Then William's weak chuckle broke it, bitter, edged with pain. "Pray? Boy, I've spent fortunes on the best medicine money buys. You think beads and statues will do what Harvard doctors can't? Jennifer tensed, but Lucas held steady, cheeks flushing yet voice gentle. It doesn't cost anything, sir. And Mary, she helps when we ask. William's gaze hardened. Out. Now. I don't need fairy tales. Thomas, visiting, smirked awkwardly. Margaret apologized profusely later. Lucas left quietly, hurt but undeterred, beginning daily rosary for William that evening. Beads slipping through young fingers in fervent decades that in Catholic devotion. Persistent prayer mirrors the parable of the widow and judge. Importunity, moving heaven. Shrines like Lourdes overflow with crutches left behind. Testimonies to Mary's intercession for the sick, often through humble petitioners. William dismissed it all, yet Lucas prayed on, alone in his room, then daily visits to help Margaret, providing quiet moments of supplication. Weeks passed. William worsened, energy ebbing, pain sharpening, nights endless. Doctors adjusted protocols futilely, the months shrinking. Jennifer clung to hope. Thomas discussed practicalities. Margaret prayed doubly. Lucas persisted, rosary his anchor point one morning. William awoke slightly better, appetite stirring, pain dulled. Coincidence, doctors said. Yet improvement continued, strength returning gradually. Walks around the room, stairs attempted. Baffled specialists ordered tests, markers retreating. Inexplicably, William summoned Lucas. You've been praying. A statement, not question. Lucas nodded. Every day. William's eyes softened. Keep going. As the crisp days of late autumn settled over the Carson estate in Connecticut, the leaves turning brilliant shades of crimson and gold before drifting to the ground, a subtle shift began in the hushed suite where William lay. The relentless progression of his illness, once a steady march toward inevitability, seemed to hesitate. At first, the changes were so small they could be dismissed. Perhaps a slightly better night's sleep, an appetite stirring where none had been for weeks. Jennifer noticed first, William managing a few more spoonfuls of soup, his color less ashen in the morning light filtering through heavy drapes. The private nurse recorded minor improvements in vitals, blood pressure stabilizing, pain easing enough to reduce medication. Doctors, visiting with their usual measured caution, reviewed charts with furrowed brows. This plateau is unexpected, Dr. Patterson admitted during one call, his voice carrying the weight of experience with similar cases. We've seen temporary stabilizations, but this consistency. He trailed off, ordering fresh tests. Results trickled in, markers retreating, inflammation subsiding, gradual, inexplicable, defying the aggressive prognosis issued months prior. In medical literature, such exceptional responses occur rarely, sometimes attributed to unknown factors or the body's mysterious resilience. Yet here the turnaround gathered momentum without clear cause. William felt it too, the energy returning like a slow tide, enough to sit upright longer, to walk the room's perimeter with Jennifer's arm for support. Rational explanations surfaced, perhaps the latest experimental infusion finally taking effect, or rest allowing natural recovery. Yet deep down, doubt flickered. Lucas's visits continued, helping Margaret, lingering briefly outside the suite door. Margaret, her faith a quiet flame amid the household strain, encouraged him. Keep praying, Mijo. Mary hears the persistent heart. In Catholic tradition, persistent prayer mirrors the gospel widow's plea, importunity moving heaven, as with St. Monica's decades of tears for Augustine's conversion. Rosaries prayed in sick rooms worldwide invoke Mary as health of the sick, her intercession credited in countless healings at Lourdes, where the incurable walked away whole. William, once scornful, now pondered Lucas's unwavering devotion. The young man mocked yet undeterred, beads slipping through calloused fingers nightly. One afternoon, strength sufficient to stand by the window unaided. William gazed at the garden below, bare trees, frost-kissed lawn, and summoned Lucas. The young man entered hesitantly, eyes wide at seeing William upright. "Mr. Carson, you're standing." William turned, voice steadier. "Walking too. Down the stairs this morning, alone." Lucas's face lit with joy. The Virgin Mary heard. William studied him. No triumph, only sincere gratitude. For the first time, no urge to rationalize surged. "You've prayed every day." "Yes, sir." Silence stretched, heavy with unspoken weight. William's eyes misted, tears foreign after years of stoic control. "Thank you," he said, voice thick, "for believing when I laughed, when everyone did." He pulled Lucas into an embrace, the young man's frame solid against his frailty. Lucas hugged back, the hug of pure heart meeting humbled soul. When they parted, William gestured to the window. "That space by the trees, I'm turning it into something. Tables, grills, play area for children. For employees, their families. Life, joy here." Lucas smiled. "Because," William met his gaze, "you reminded me what's important. Things money can't buy." Dr. Patterson's next visit brought confirmation. Remission, not cure, the condition dormant but stable, time granted beyond expectation. Jennifer wept. Thomas marveled. William accepted without dissection. Perhaps medicine, perhaps more. What mattered? The extra days, the lesson in humility from a young man's faith. That night, alone by the window, William knelt awkwardly. First time in decades. Words came haltingly. Thanks for time, for second chances, for the boy who believed. In the silence, warmth stirred. A maternal presence, gentle as dawn, affirming. Grace for the asking, even from the proud. October's end brought cooler evenings to Phoenix, the desert nights finally offering respite from summer's grip, as leaves on the school's mesquite trees began to yellow faintly. Tyler's routine with the lady in blue persisted, his daily conversations at the Virgin Mary statue now a quiet fixture that staff observed with reverence rather than skepticism. The first forewarnings had proven true beyond doubt. The friar averted from catastrophe. Mrs. Crawford spared a venomous bite. Ethan's fall cushioned by timely intervention. Lucas found before harm in the park. In Catholic tradition, such child intermediaries echo sacred history. The infant Jesus speaking from Mary's arms in apocryphal tales, or modern visionaries like the children of Buring receiving messages of conversion and prayer. Yet the burden on young shoulders weighed visibly. Jennifer noticed it first at home. Tyler more subdued, appetite waning, eyes shadowed with fatigue no 4-year-old should carry. "He seems tired all the time," she confided to Robert one evening, watching the boys play, or rather, Ethan play while Tyler observed from the sidelines. Robert, the logical mechanic who trusted gauges and blueprints, struggled with the inexplicable but could not deny results. "Whatever this is, it's real. But is it fair to him?" Family talks deepened, weighing the gift's cost. Tyler's isolation persisting despite the graces flowing through him. Then came the fifth warning, on a Friday when Phoenix's weather remained deceptively calm. Clear skies, dry heat, winds light. Recess unfolded as usual, children scattering under watchful eyes. Tyler lingered longer at the statue, conversation stretching to 15 minutes, his small figure earnest amid blooming roses. Miss Rebecca watched from afar, heart tightening at his intensity. Suddenly, he rose and ran, not calmly, but with desperate speed, tears streaming. Reaching her, he collapsed sobbing. "Teacher, lots of sand. Lots on Tuesday. Coming fast." Miss Rebecca knelt, steadying him. "Breathe, Tyler. Tell me slowly." Sobs racked him. "Lots of sand," the lady in blue said. "Everything dark. Dangerous." After 4 fulfilled prophecies, dismissal was impossible. She escorted him inside, conferring immediately with Sister Margaret. The principal, seasoned in faith's mysteries, recognized the pattern. Phoenix hubbubs, massive dust storms, can strike suddenly, walls of sand reducing visibility to nothing, endangering drivers and schools. Forecasts mention minor winds, nothing extreme, yet caution prevailed. Notices went home. Early dismissal recommended Tuesday. Prepare for potential storm. Some families kept children home. Others arrived early for pickup. By 2 p.m., the school emptied. At 3:30, the sky transformed. Not clouds, but an approaching wall of red sand, 2,000 meters high. A hubbub born from desert winds whipping dust into a blinding curtain. Visibility plummeted to zero. Roads clogged with stalled cars. Drivers unable to see beyond hoods. News reported chaos, accidents, emergencies, but the school's children remained safe at home, shielded by a boy's impossible foreknowledge. That night, Jennifer and Robert sat with Tyler in the living room, soft lamplight casting gentle shadows. "Do you like talking to the lady in blue?" Jennifer asked tenderly. Tyler nodded. "She's kind. Listens. Do you ever feel tired?" He nodded again, vulnerability surfacing. "Sometimes, too many important things to remember." Robert knelt. "What if you didn't have to every day? Would that be okay?" Tyler looked thoughtful. "Can I ask her?" The following Monday, Miss Rebecca observed Tyler's longest visit yet, nearly 20 minutes at the statue. She watched discreetly, questions posed, listening with tilted head, tears falling, then a small smile breaking through. Touching the base gently in farewell, he returned, eyes red but peaceful. "What did she say?" Rebecca asked softly. Tyler wiped tears. "I helped who needed help. Now it's okay to just be a boy. She'll always take care of me, even if I don't talk every day. She's proud." Miss Rebecca's chest tightened with emotion, the grace of release, as in visionary accounts where heavenly visits conclude when purpose fulfills, allowing normalcy's return. "Will you miss it?" Tyler nodded faintly. "A little, but she said that's how it had to be." In stories of child seers, such endings bring bittersweet joy. The Fatima children returning to ordinary lives after messages delivered, their mission complete. For Tyler, the lady in blue had guided, protected, then gently stepped back, her maternal love nurturing growth rather than dependence. 6 months after William Carson's astonishing turnaround, the Connecticut estate that had once echoed with the quiet dread of impending loss now pulsed with life and laughter under a clear spring sky. The garden space he had envisioned, once a mere patch of lawn near the trees, had blossomed into a vibrant community area, sturdy wooden tables for gatherings, barbecue grills gleaming under pergolas draped with wisteria, a colorful play structure where children's voices rang out in joyful abandon. Employees brought families on weekends, picnics spreading across checkered blankets, the air filled with the sizzle of food and easy conversation. William stood watching one afternoon, leaning lightly on a cane more from habit than need, marveling at the transformation he had wrought, not with money alone, but with a heart newly opened. Doctors had confirmed full remission, tests showing the condition dormant, stable, a gift of time no protocol fully explained. Exceptional outcome, Dr. Patterson called it, eyes betraying wonder behind professional reserve. In medical annals, such reversals occur, bodies rallying mysteriously, faith communities seeing divine hand where science notes anomaly. For William, the why mattered less than the what now. Extra days to cherish Jennifer's smile, to rebuild bridges burned by ambition. Lucas arrived often, helping Margaret with events, his quiet efficiency a perfect complement. The young man who once faced mockery now stood tall in gratitude's light, his simple faith the catalyst. William sought him out that day amid the gathering. "Lucas," he called, voice strong. The 19-year-old approached, smiling shyly. "Sir." William placed a hand on his shoulder. "No more, sir. William. Or better, friend." Lucas's eyes widened. "You changed everything," William continued. Not just for me, for all this. He gestured to the lively scene. In Catholic tradition, healings through Mary's intercession often lead to conversion of life. The lame at Lourdes dancing in joy, skeptics like Alphonse Ratisbonne embracing faith after vision. William's path was quieter, no dramatic vows, but daily pauses, morning coffee with genuine thanks, evenings with Jennifer sharing memories long neglected. Prayer came awkwardly at first, words halting beside the bed, but grew natural. Gratitude for time, for Lucas's persistence, for mercy unearned. Jennifer watched the change with quiet awe, her husband present, engaged, the man she married returning enriched. "The boy?" she asked one night. William nodded. His prayers, or something greater through them. Acceptance, not analysis. The community space thrived. Employees lingering after shifts, children playing where silence once reigned. Margaret coordinated with joy, her faith vindicated in beauty. Lucas, pursuing studies with renewed purpose, often reflected on that time, praying when mocked, believing when doubt surrounded. "Mary doesn't need grand gestures," he told his mother. "Considered, just open hearts." William, standing in the garden one evening as sunset painted the sky in rose and gold, felt peace settle deep. No longer fearing the unknown, he whispered thanks to the young man, to the divine mercy that reached even the proud. Life, once measured in acquisitions, now counted in moments. Laughter shared, hands held, faith discovered late, but profoundly in a world quick to dismiss the impossible. Miracles whisper through humble vessels. A 19-year-old's rosary, a rich man's opened eyes, reminding all that grace seeks the willing heart, transforming mockery into wonder, death's shadow into life's light. Before we finish, I invite you to join our prayer community dedicated to the Virgin Mary, a worldwide family sharing testimonies of her maternal care. If this story has touched your heart, click below to subscribe and become part of our chain of prayer. And if you followed William and Lucas's journey to the end, please write in the comments, "I believe." Let us witness together how many souls have been reached by this testament to Mary's enduring miracles. Share this video with someone needing hope today. May Our Lady bless and protect you and your family always. Amen.